Stimulus this morning. You just heard from Democratic Senator Kent Conrad, and now for a Republican perspective on the stimulus package being debated in the Senate, Tennessee Senator Lamar Alexander is joining us. Good morning to you, Senator Alexander.
Good morning, Heidi.
How are you going to vote on this bill?
Well, it's not up yet. I'm going to vote against it if it's the way it is now. I'm going to try to amend it so we fix housing first. Housing got us into it, and it can help get us out of it.
All right. Well, we have had 4 interviews today, 4 different senators, 2 from each side, and you are the second person now who has brought up, the idea of the homeowners and what is really in it for people who are having such trouble. We've got all these foreclosure numbers that have come out recently and even more today. How are you going to attempt to get that sort of the problem inside of this bill?
Well, Republican senators have 2 proposals. We hope these will attract Democratic support. First, offer a 4% mortgage backed by the Treasury to every creditworthy American who wants to refinance a home or finance a home. That's about 40 million Americans. It would be a 30-year mortgage, and for them, it would be about a 30-year, $400 a month savings in terms of what they paid for their home. That would help create demand. It would be instant jobs as plumbers, contractors, others went back to work.
What kind of credit do you have to have in order to get one of those?
What kind of credit? Well, you'd have to have good credit. But there are 40 million Americans who would have credit good enough to qualify for that. That would be up to the banks and the Treasury Department to make the plan.
Okay, and the other ideas that will go into
the other idea is $15,000 for a tax credit if you purchase a principal residence. In other words, if you buy a house, you get up to $15,000 directly off your taxes. So the $15,000 tax credit, the 4% mortgage, restart housing, instant jobs. That's the best way to help the economy, and it would cost a third to a fifth as much as this $1 trillion spending proposal that the Democrats have presented.
Well, how much opposition are you getting from the other side of the fence, if you will, from Democrats regarding just a couple of examples that you've given us here for homeowners?
Well, there's some support for the tax credit. It's been talked about for a while. The 4% mortgage that we're proposing, and we intend to offer an amendment tomorrow, we'll see. There's a Fix Housing First coalition around the country that has home builders, manufacturers, homeowners. There's 600 organizations in support of it. So I would hope it would have bipartisan support, and we'll know more about it after we offer it tomorrow.
Okay, and there's so many sides to all of this. I really do want to talk to you about the deficit a bit and get your opinion on that. In fact, we have something from the Congressional Budget Office that I bet you've seen. They are reporting that apparently the stimulus plan before the Senate would increase the deficit now over 10 years by $885 billion. What's everybody going to do about that?
Well, it is staggering to me that anyone would think about borrowing $1 trillion, which is the proposal here, and then spending it mostly on things that don't create jobs. What we should do about it, and we had a bipartisan breakfast attended by 20 senators this morning, is take steps this month to create a group of senators and congressmen who will take on first Social Security, then Medicare, then Medicaid, then vote on it, and begin to bring the deficit under control. But the other thing we can do about it is not borrow another $1 trillion and waste it on programs that don't stimulate jobs, which is exactly what this proposal does.
All right. Well, it is a huge, huge proposal for certain. We are watching it very closely here as it develops and makes its way through. So we appreciate your time as well, Senator Lamar Alexander. Thank you.
Thank you, Heidi.
If you own a home, you own part of this problem.